Self-worth is the foundation to all functional relationships. I'm going to repeat that because it needs to hit home how important it really is. Self-worth is the foundation to all functional relationships. You see, if we feel worthy of love, our romantic experiences will reflect that. And in this video today, I'm going to talk about how a low self-worth can negatively impact your relationships, whether that be staying in unhealthy or toxic relationships, or whether it be self-sabotage of those relationships. So please click that like and subscribe button, and that'll encourage me to make more videos like this, and you'll also be alerted of further videos I make on this content. I'm going to use the analogy of building a house as it corresponds really nicely into how self-worth can have an impact on your relationship. Let's say, for example, you build the most magnificent house you've ever dreamt of. It's got all the right furniture, all the right fixtures and fittings. It looks absolutely beautiful, but you've built it on really fragile foundations. Eventually those foundations will crumble and that house will collapse. So it doesn't matter how nice it was, it's done now. It's fallen to the ground, it's in pieces. And that's the same with our relationships. If you've got low self-worth, you're taking that into the relationship, and that's often masked by false confidence. And that false confidence isn't resolving the issue, it's suppressing the issue, and suppression leads to resentment. And as I discussed in many of my other videos, resentment can be the undoing of some of the greatest relationships you've ever had. It gradually eats away at it. So as with the house analogy, your relationship starts to fall apart. You see, we love to our level of self-love, and we accept what we think we deserve. But if you don't love yourself, you don't think anyone else could. And I'm now going to explain how that can result in relationship sabotage. You think you're unlovable, and therefore you act in a certain way which damages the relationship. And then when the relationship fails, it gives you further evidence that you're unlovable. So it's like a negatively reinforcing cycle that you've created as a result of your lack of self-worth. You negatively judge your partner because you don't like yourself. So you think there must be something wrong with them for liking you. You project your insecurities or lack of confidence onto your partner because they have the things that you lack, and therefore that builds bitterness and anger inside you. But those are emotions that are coming from you, not from them, but you're acting as if it's them that's caused them. And this brings me nicely onto a quote by Peterson, which talks about relationship sabotage. So I'm going to read this off here so that I don't get it wrong. If you get into a relationship with someone you're attracted to, inevitably other people will also be attracted to them. Instead of seeing this as a compliment, you see this as a threat. You're threatened by the very thing that you're attracted to and that you're blessed to have. You take it out on them and punish them when they manifest themselves as attractive. If you do this for long enough, the attractive person will feel suppressed and will leave the relationship. Then you're angry at them, even though it's completely your fault. That for me describes relationship sabotage perfectly. Now I'm going to talk about how low self-worth means people end up trapped in unhealthy or toxic relationships. And the top one on the list is the fear of being alone. Because you don't think anyone else could love you, you stay in a relationship with the wrong person because you're worried that if that relationship ends, you're going to be alone forever. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. If this resonates with you, then you really need to stay tuned for my next video, because I'm going to talk about ways you can rebuild your self-worth. That means that you don't fear about leaving a relationship because you know that your strength is still going to be intact, and you're going to build that up and carry it into the next relationship and be better able to identify whether that relationship is healthy or not, and therefore stay in it or leave it. The next thing on the list is emotional abuse. You see, emotional abuse by your partner lends itself to further self-doubt, and this lowers your self-worth even further. So you end up in this like vicious cycle. It's like kicking someone when they're down, and the wrong partner will do that. I mean, it sounds cruel, it sounds evil, but these people do exist. And the way that you can stop that is by having the strength to know when someone's being unfair to you, and to know when your self-worth is being jeopardized. So you have the courage to say, no, I'm out, I'm done with this. Codependency. You don't think that you can survive on your own, whether that be emotionally or financially, so you stay with the wrong person. Now, if you have a high level of self-worth, you don't worry about the financial side or the emotional side, because you know that you're strong enough to come out of that relationship and start all over again. But if you have a low self-worth, you are deeply scared by the fact that This person is allowing you to live and allowing you to survive. Oh my God, but I rely on their money to pay the bills. I rely on their emotions when I'm sad. But guess what? There's other people out there who can support you for who you are, and you don't need to rely on them in the same way that you do in this unhealthy relationship. Childhood. If your low self-worth stems from childhood, then you might have witnessed an unhealthy relationship as a child and internalize that as normal. Therefore, when you're in an unhealthy relationship as an adult, you don't see it as being an issue. But if you have high level of self-worth, like I said before, you're better able to identify an unhealthy or toxic relationship, and therefore able to leave that relationship with the strength to know that you're going to meet somebody else and you're going to have a much healthier relationship moving forward. I really hope some of these things in this video help explain the impact of self-worth and how important it really is to focus on that before you carry that into a relationship and project your issues onto other people, and also how detrimental it can be to a relationship you're already in. And like I said before, if you click that subscribe button, that means that you're going to be alerted on my next video, which is going to tell you how you can rebuild your self-worth. If you want to work with me on a one-to-one basis so that we can drill down into your issues a bit further and in a bit more detail specific to you, then please don't hesitate to reach out. You can catch me at dan@yourwilderness.therapy.com. And I really appreciate you watching this video. You're not alone. You've got this and I've got you. Thanks for watching.